starting in 2011, we have awarded at least $40,000 in grants. And last year, in 2013, we awarded $6,500 for the first time to individuals who committed to making an improvement in the exterior of their homes. And those projects then had to be matched at least up to $500. And what we found is that $500 initiative catapulted into some multi-thousand-dollar improvements. People just saw the initiative, they saw the help, they saw the commitment from the Ward 6 Fund. That $500 grant, as I said, just did a tremendous amount in the 14 grants that we made. We also gave grants to 5 neighborhood associations and to make improvements. And where Karen's going to talk about what they did here in Old Aristocracy Hill. And then we also did a very important, and I think many of you know, kind of a public-private partnership with the Gateway Sound sign at 6th and Stanford. Many of you have seen that. That was about a $120,000 project. It was the initiative of the Ward 6 Fund. Alderman Cory Jobe said something needs to be done to this gateway, this entrance into the city. And we worked with the Sign Company, we worked with Tourism, Illinois, and Springfield to make sure that project come to fruition. We worked with folks at Copper Tree, and I think if you go by coming into Springfield on the 6th Street, you'll see that gateway sign. And that too, that's just a project, and that's just an initiative, that's just an example of what the Ward 6 Fund does. So with that, I would like to introduce Karen Kahn, who can talk to us a little bit about Old Aristocracy Hill and what they have done. Karen Kahn.
Well, my name is Karen Kahn. I am president of the Old Aristocracy Hill Neighborhood Association. And the board of the Aristocracy Hill Neighborhood Association had been working for approximately a year trying to expand on the signage that our neighborhood had and to also to increase the pride that the businesses and the residents had in the neighborhood. And like Polly said, the neighborhood Ward 6 fund, if you had $500 matching funds, you could apply for the grant. Well, we just so happened to have $500, and we were short $500 for our signage. So we happily applied for the grant and were awarded, and we have since then printed signs, which we are getting ready to install, but we're waiting on warmer weather. But here is the debut of our signage.
That's great.
Nice.
This signage will be offered to residents and to businesses within the Old Aristocracy Hill neighborhood. It's just to delineate that you are in the neighborhood, and we have some great historic resources, and we want to take pride in that and show them off. So here's our current signage. It'll soon be going up as soon as the weather allows.
Really nice.
We want to thank Cory and the Ward 6 Fund and the board of the Ward 6 for the grant and awarding that to us, and we're really excited about this.
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the wonderful things about the sign that Karen just showed, and one of the things she said is, and it's going to be offered, you know, to both the homeowners and the businesses in Old Aristocracy Hill. There is something about signage that gives people a sense of ownership in their neighborhood and in their communities. And we really appreciate that you're kind of expanding that signage from just a public spot in one of the older neighborhoods to also being something that the individual households, you know, can support, and just kind of bring a little bit more rah-rah to the fact that these neighborhoods are ours, and it's up to us to reclaim them and to make them this integral part of our Springfield community. So with that, I would like to introduce the Alderman of Ward 6, Cory Jobe, and also the president and the guiding force behind the Ward 6 Fund, Alderman Jobe.
Thank you, Polly. Well, good morning. I first want to thank Polly Poskin. She's not only the president of the Harvard Park Neighborhood Association, but she's also the president of the Ward 6 Fund Board. And when I was campaigning for alderman, I said we were going to do something a little different in Ward 6. And something a little different was the Ward 6 Fund. And as Polly mentioned, as of today, since the creation in the summer of 2011, we've awarded over $40,000 in grants to residents, neighborhood associations, and public projects in Ward 6. And it's really about partnerships. And not only is Harvard Park Neighborhood Association represented here today, the Old Aristocracy Hill Neighborhood Association, but we also have representatives Near South Neighborhood Association and also the historic West Side Neighborhood Association, who have applied and received grants over the last 3 years. And I think it's very important that we provide some direction, provide some leadership, and really a board that is made up of just not me. I can't take any of the credit. It's really the residents and the business owners like Polly and Karen and Phil Childs, who is with us today, who really are dedicated individuals who meet on a monthly basis and who brainstorm and come up with great ideas that we can then implement here in Ward 6. And just the signage, the gateway project that was done last summer, that took 2 years to complete. And when we first initially started that project, somebody said at City Hall, "You'll never get it done. How are you going to be able to work with IDOT, the Office of Illinois Tourism, the railroads, all the bureaucracy that's involved in getting a project done?" And guess what? We got it done. And it was because of our leadership, the individuals, the residents who wanted to clean up that gateway. 30,000 plus cars a day come into the capital city through South 6th Street in Stanford. Those could be residents, they could be motorists going to work, but more importantly, they're tourists that are coming in to our city who we wanted to make a lasting, good first impression on them. And so I'm just honored to be the alderman who represents a fantastic group of residents and business owners. And I got to tell you, what Court and Karen Kahn are doing here in the Lincoln Home area is fantastic. William Van is just another addition to our neighborhood, and I'm honored to represent a business like this on the city council. We need more things like this happening in our urban core. Now, the reason you're here today, you know, it's been, I remember when we announced the fund on a hot 100-degree day in the summer of 2011 in the Harvard Park Neighborhood Association. We didn't know what could become of the fund, and what has really become of the fund is something unique. And so today it gives me pleasure to announce our 2014 grants, which this year we're focusing solely on residents. As Polly noted, last year we had a great success with offering grants to homeowners who wanted to make an improvement to the exterior of their home that was visible from the street view. And so we wanted to expand upon that this year, and we wanted to highlight and recognize those homeowners who have lived and worked and raised their families in Ward 6 for decades, that have been the individuals that have paid their property taxes, mow their yard, shovel their sidewalks in the winter, but we sometimes forget about this. And so this year the board has decided to direct all of our grant funding to residents. And so this year we'll be awarding up to $10,000 in reimbursable grants to residents who make application to the Ward 6 fund. Now the grant begins today, and the deadline is May 2nd. The applications must be postmarked by May 2nd, and they are available in many ways. They're available on our website at www.jobeward6.com and look for the Ward 6 Fund page, or they'll be available through neighborhood association presidents, and also we'll be working with the local media, obviously at this event today. But this is a way for the Ward 6 Fund to give back, again, to those homeowners who are making a difference, making a commitment, raising a family, spending their retirement years in Ward 6. We want to honor them, and we think $10,000 will go a long way. As Polly said earlier, last year the $500 seed grant really produced some incredible projects. From homeowners. It included exterior painting of their home. It included new landscape or new windows or new shutters, new sod. It included an array of things that really adds value and helps our property tax base here in the capital city, and especially in our urban core. So that's what it's about. It's about giving back. That's what the Ward 6 Fund's about. It's about creating partnerships and opportunities and really showing a group of individuals do care what happens in Ward 6. And so I want to thank you for coming today. I'd be more than happy to open it up to any questions you might have. Thank you.
Alderman, I'd like to ask, I know we've gone over this before, but for the record, the money's coming from where?
Well, the money's coming from a couple of different sources. One is I give half my aldermanic salary back to the fund. That's about $7,500 a year, well, about $7,000 a year. And then the rest is raised through fundraising events, through sponsorships, through business owners or residents. I got to tell you, and this is a a very true story. I was in a line at a grocery store a couple months ago, and I was looking a little rough. I didn't shave on Saturday morning. I was in a sweatshirt and jeans, and a lady tapped me on the shoulder, and she said, "You're Alderman Cory Jobe, right?" And I said, "Yes." And I was a little embarrassed because I hadn't shaved. I try not to shave on the weekends. And she got out her checkbook, and she wrote me a check for $50 to the Ward 6 Fund because she was impressed with what we were doing. And she thought, she said, "I can't give a lot." I thought $50 was a lot, and I was very appreciative. So we get it from many avenues. And I think that's the great thing. And the Ward 6 Fund is an official 501c3 not-for-profit fund. I'm just a member. Like I said, Polly is the president. We have 16 members on the board who make up the Ward 6 Fund board. But we get it from many avenues. We've never really applied for any grant funding because we're an all-volunteer board. But typically we seem to do okay with what we raise and what I give as an alderman. You know, it's not a lot of money, but I think what we're doing seeds bigger projects, and I think that's the key.
Outside of Aristocracy Hill, what other neighborhood associations does your ward encompass?
Sure, there are 8 other neighborhood associations and 1 business association. So we have the Near South Neighborhood Association, Harvard Park, Hawthorne Place, Isles Park. We represent some of the MacArthur Boulevard Business Association. So we have Vinegar Hill Neighborhood Association. So all the associations I represent, and obviously the historic West Side, which I'm now a proud member of. I moved. I was never in a neighborhood association, but now I am, so that's good. But it's really all urban core, and many of those neighborhood association representatives are here. You know, they give their time, their talent, their financial resources to just keep their neighborhood association alive. And so I think the Ward 6 Fund's a way that they can realize some of the projects they want to do.
Are you working? I just asked you.